grabs that foxhole shot. Another good jump for Geerts, but he just gets picked by Sasha Coonan, number 79, from out of nowhere. And it's Lucas Coonan who dives down the inside and takes the lead as quickly as turn 2. Geerts there in 3rd place. Langenfelder 4th, Horgmo in 5th. As they sort themselves out at the top of the hill at the first time of Askin, and Geerts getting shuffled back as they drop downhill for the first time. Do love a moon cam on the first lap. Lots of jostling there. Shame we can't see it from outer space, but here we go, back down to earth. And Geerts up the inside of Langenfelder, takes that position, 3rd, and gets tagged there. Was that Horgmo, I think, that tagged him on the exit of the turn? Horgmo goes defensive, and Geerts manages to keep that 3rd place his, just behind Sasha Coonan. But Lucas Coonan making a run for it at the moment. Coonan 1-2. Wow, it almost wasn't, because Sasha Coonan buried his front end deep into that loose, loamy berm at the top of the hill. Couldn't quite get into that rut there, the 24 of Horgmo. And instead, Geerts goes from 3rd to 2nd. Makes the move on Coonan. So Geerts now up into 2nd position. Coonan now under pressure from Horgmo. There's Thibaut Beniston in there in 5th place, doing his best to close in on the Kawasaki man. Where is Evans? Well, he's just a few positions further back. Somewhere in that pack at the bottom of the hill. There's Coonan. Here he is coming through, and he's just slipped up the inside of Langenfelder. That'll be for about 6th position as Beniston goes around the outside of Horgmo. Looks across, wants to know where the leaders are. And Beniston up into 4th place. Good start, and a good bright start this for the 79 of Sasha Coonan. But it's Thibaut Beniston who has a much better start than he did in race 1. He was in around about 10th place on the opening lap or 2 before eventually getting his way back to 6th by the end of race 1. But he's dancing around here a little bit, and Horgmo sides to the inside. The Frenchman did not see that coming, and Horgmo all of a sudden back into 4th. And there's a little bit of bar banging going on down here. Maybe the odd handbag thrown down there as well. Gets hung up at the top of the hill. That allows Beniston to sneak up the inside, but he's not going to get the job done there. And Horgmo manages to keep him at bay, but then breaks too early for that inside line. But he'll get the better drive because there's no wave on the exit of that turn. Liam Everts looking interested as well there, the number 72. Adamo down in 14th position. Not good news for the championship leader. He has got an absolute mountain to climb. Good job it's not hot here this weekend, because if it was, he'd really be feeling it. So it means he can just go 100%, full gas, throw everything into this one, and Everts cuts to the inside, and he tries to snatch a position away from Beniston, who's getting caught behind the 24 of Horgmo, and a twofer just goes around the outside, and Everts all of a sudden will find himself up in 4th place. Sweet move that for the 72. He's definitely come in absolutely all guns are blazing. Goes after his young teammate Sasha Coonan now, just ahead of him in 3rd, but Horgmo absolutely brassed off with that twofer from Liam Everts. Watch this here. Just a moment ago. So Liam Everts around the outside, committed as Benetton got hung up, and then he couldn't react. And then by the time they hit turn one, he was past both of them. Right, what's the bet? He cuts to the inside here, can't do it, Hogmo. Everts knows that line too well from race one. Coonan. Oh, the mistake there. Down at the top of the hill, gives those positions back to both Hogmo and Benetton. And a mistake there, well, it wasn't a mistake, he was just too far wide, Sasha Coonan on the exit just a moment ago. So Liam Everts then going from 4th back to 6th immediately. And he's got a mountain to climb himself now. Meanwhile, Adamo now up into 11th place. And he will just be hanging on to that championship lead by 3 points from Thibaut Benetton at the moment. Will there be a new red plate holder at the end of the Grand Prix? Under attack, Sasha Coonan there in 3rd place. Watch this here, Everts. Did he just fold the front inside? That was the moment, picked himself up, lost 2 positions though. Finds himself back in 6th place. And Hogmo now moves into 3rd, or does he? Not quite. Sasha Coonan showing his tenacity, but for how much longer? Well, he still hangs on to 3rd as he crosses the line at the end of lap 3. Lucas Coonan, though, the fastest lap of the race by a considerable margin, 2:05.2. He's now 5 seconds clear of Jago Geerts, who put in a 2:07.3 that time around. Oh, back end just dancing around on the FNH Kawasaki there as he asked for just a little bit too much of the rear wheel. Here we go, get ready. Hogmo's come in and right on cue, slips up into 3rd place. So Kevin Hogmo having a fantastic second race here. Thibaut Benetton tried to nip up the inside of Coonan at the top of the hill there, but wasn't able to. And all of a sudden, Roman Mostike joining the party as well, number 39, as he latches onto the rear wheel of Everts, who sensed he was there and tried to get out to the left. Kydal Wolf down in 14th place as well, Adamo in 10th. So Adamo, the championship leader, scything through the field. He's just behind Camden McClellan and Simon Langenfelder, so not too many people behind here, too many riders behind these guys. Right, Benetton, Monster Energy Yamaha here in blue. Ah, sweet. Goes from left to right. Gets alongside Coonan here, and he's going to have to bully him, and he does exactly that. Bullies the 16-year-old into submission as he moves into 4th place. Everts also finds his way through as well. So Everts going with Thibaut. And the Mostike sneaks in as well. So just and he can't get over the finish line double, and he'll lose that position. Not quite. Coonan wasn't aggressive enough at the top of the hill. And here comes Langenfelder. So the Red Bull Gas all over the back of the Red Bull KTM, and he will slip up the inside here if we hold this camera angle long enough. Not quite. But he will find his way through any moment, though. You can see the Red Bull machine, or the Gas machine, but Sasha Coonan working him hard. Runs it a little wide there. And Langenfelder uphill through the waves. This is the corner where Liam Everts fell a couple of laps ago. Everts now in 5th position. Lucas Coonan, man, 7.8 seconds clear at the moment. Jago Kietz there in 2nd place. Deja vu, Germany, 2 weekends ago for the young 16-year-old. One was leading race 2 until luck kind of dealt him a bad hand through a chain. And the Stan Husqvarna rider will be having his fingers crossed though. And it might be a long 19.5 minutes for him. But dealing with these cooling conditions quite considerably, the young Belgian. Even the heat haze on the horizon is not as prominent as it was yesterday at this stage during the qualifying race yesterday afternoon. Right, Thibaut Benestant and Liam Everts fighting over 4th place now. Just under 19 minutes plus 2 laps to go. Lap times last time around, 2:07.3, 2:06.4 for Benestant and Everts respectively. Father and son look on down there. Around the outside, can he run it down the inside at the bottom of the hill? No, he can't. Benestant read it well. But he'll cut back to the inside here. That's twice Benestant has been caught out on that part of the racetrack. Everts now up in the 4th place. Meanwhile, where is Adamo? He's now up into 9th place, doing all he can to hang on to that championship lead. Haven't seen too much of Adamo. He's about 2 seconds behind Simon Langenfelder, who he was in a all race-long battle with for 3rd in race 1, and it was he who took the 3rd position on the final lap in that first race. Eyes on their riders down there from Yamaha and KTM. But it's Husqvarna who lead the way, and for the first time this race, Jago Kietz put in a quicker lap time than Lucas Coonan. 2:08.1 for your race leader, 2:07.8. The gap 6.7 now. Are we going to see a late second race charge from the Belgian? I went and spoke to him between races. I spoke to a few riders. He was just one of them. And said that when he got into that, when he lost that 1st place and crashed down to 6th position, the gap was too big to make up any time. So it was a case of just conserve some energy for race 2. Has he been able to do that? Because on the other flip side of the coin, Coonan and Everts were in a race-long tussle for the lead, so maybe those two use a little bit more energy than they needed to. So will we see that come to fruition, or will it be a comfortable victory for Lucas Coonan? So with Everts going 4th and Benestant going 5th, Adamo extends his lead from 5 points actually, 4:37 to 4:32 over Thibaut Benestant. And Everts now lining up Horgmo for 3rd place. Put the flag out now. Lucas Coonan wins 1-1. Liam Everts with a 2nd and a 4th will be 2nd overall. Jago Kietz would be on the podium on 38 with a 5th and a 2nd if he can stay there. That'll be his first podium since Spain when he was 2nd overall. Remember, he didn't start in France, missed Latvia, was 9th overall just 2 weeks after having surgery on a wrist injury. A broken wrist. It was more than an injury. But Lucas Coonan looking absolutely invincible at the moment. Not fazed by the heat. Walking around in jogging pants yesterday. He was dressed like it was the middle of winter. Maybe in his mind it was. But 15 minutes plus 2 to go. A little bit further down the order. These two fighting over third place, Hogmo and Everts. The Belgian whittling that gap down ever so slightly. Beniston there at the bottom of the hill, around the outside. He's in 5th place, about 2 seconds adrift of Everts. And the most like 3 seconds behind in 6th. Then we've got Sasha Coonan hanging on to 7th. Adamo, wow, 3.7 seconds behind Sasha Coonan. Should pick him off though, but McClellan now down in 9th place on the JM Honda. So Adamo picking off McClellan that time around. And Panzer, Jan Panzer now up in the 9th place, so he too has found his way past the young South African. Langenfelder is in 13th place, so we've lost Langenfelder. He's down in 13th. He was in that group, wasn't he, just in 8th place. So a fall for Langenfelder. Right, all 3 riders have cleared back markers. Hogmo, Everts and Beniston. Good showing this for Roman Mostijk this time around. The tall Dutchman who could only muster 8th in race 1. He's 6th in race 2, but not an easy class, such an open class in MX2 this year. Everts going the long way round as he tries to latch back on to the rear of the F&H Kawasaki of Kevin Hogmo, and I can't stress enough what a heroic ride this has been for Hogmo. He'll be 4th overall as it stands right now, but to dislocate the shoulder briefly in free practice, and they're closing in on Jago Geerts. All of a sudden, Geerts in 2nd position, a little bit on the ropes. He's got his hands full here because Hogmo has shown he will not take any prisoners. If he has the opportunity, he will take it, he will strike. He has been ruthless in that respect in this 2nd race, and he already has a look down the inside where it's almost impossible to pass. So Jago Geerts now just starting to fade in the 2nd half of this race. Hits the line, 10.8 seconds off the lead, but more importantly, he has 2 riders at the moment breathing down his exhaust pipe in the form of the 24 Hogmo and the 72 of Liam Everts. Beniston about another 1.5 seconds further back. So where did he lose his time? Well, he was 31.7 in Sector 1. It wasn't too bad in Sector 2, equal in Sector 3, lost another second in Sector 4. So maybe just a couple of mistakes rather than just lacking energy, possibly. Hogmo back under pressure from Everts, who just manages to stay on 2 wheels through that turn. He was definitely fighting the front end, and he goes around the outside of Hogmo. Brave move and closes down the door on the exit. Everts now into 3rd. Turn 13, top of the hill. Monster Energy Yamaha, Jago Geerts leads the Red Bull KTM of Everts. This is 2nd and 3rd place. Hogmo still there, F&H Kawasaki in red. He is in 4th. Beniston lurking in the background in 5th place. Just hasn't had the speed of these guys, or the pace of these guys, I should say. As Everts goes wide inside as he goes after Geerts, and will he use this outside line to good effect like he has done earlier in the race? Well, he does get out of there early, but not able to do anything about the rider ahead of him. Geerts closes down the door. Tight inside line. It's going to be a long 10.5 minutes plus 2 laps, and Beniston closing in on Hogmo in the background as well. So we're going to have a battle for 4th place there. Take a replay of the start. Whenever you're ready. Anyway, while we wait for that, get back to the real business, shall we? Okay, here we go. Good jump, about 5 gates over up from the left-hand side. Number 79, Sasha Coonan, with his first foxhole shot. And it was brothers 1 and 2 over the line. Look at that. Meanwhile, second place. Keats put his best lap in last time around, 2:06.5, but he's still just shy of 10 seconds behind Lucas Coonan, who's just thinking about getting his flight to Lombok as we speak right now, because he's got that much of a lead over these. But mistakes there for Keats. Ran a little bit too wide, ran into the rough stuff, and that's cost him as well, because Everts down the inside and gives Keats nowhere to go. And Everts now up in the second. And it all started at the top of the hill, where Keats just ran out of room, ran offline. Can he respond though? Oh, I think he can. So does he. You're going to have to dig in deep though, because Everts has been pretty immaculate today. Eight and a half minutes to go. Lap times last time around, 2:07.8, 2:06.3, Lucas Coonan and Liam Everts. Second a lap. Race 1 was 17 laps. We have just completed lap 10. Gap is at the moment 10 seconds, so in 7 laps, can he overhaul? Well, judging by the lap times this time around, 2:07.8, 2:07.1, not really. But now that he's got clear track ahead of him, Liam Everts, how deep is he prepared to dig? And how much is Keats prepared to go with him? Andrea Adamo, meanwhile, up in the 7th place, but he's 9.5 seconds behind Rowan van der Moosdijk. Haven't seen Adamo all race yet. Yeah, 1.5 seconds behind van der Moosdijk, and he's not too far in terms of, could see a pass there, actually. In fact, no, he's not, is he? He's 9.5 seconds, I said. It was van der Moosdijk, 1.3 behind Beniston. Wave yellows round the corner. Who was that? Just parked up on the hill there. Keeping my eyes on the splits here, because here's Everts. Yeah, Coonan's gone through. Right, the story of Liam Everts' race so far then. Went around the outside of both Thibaut Beniston and Kevin Horgmo to move into 4th place. Then he fell back down from 3rd to 6th. Then got himself back up the inside of Beniston to move back into 4th. Then found his way past Horgmo. This was at the top of the hill. That put him back into 3rd, and then this pass a moment ago on Jago Keats moved him into 2nd place. And he's now the lead of Lucas Coonan, who was 3/10 quicker that time around. So Coonan obviously keeping an eye on what's going on as and when he can. But what a ride it's been today. A roller coaster of emotions in Germany, with his 2nd race win and denied a 1st overall Grand Prix victory. But quickly brushing that aside, not dwelling on it, move on to the next one. Guess what? Started off with a win, a hard-fought win as well. Had to work for that race win. 2 laps to go it was when he passed Liam Everts, who he'd absolutely dogged for the entire race. when they got into the lead and second position from lap 2. But he got into the front early this time around and has wasted no time in building up a 10.5 second advantage over Liam Evans. Right, here, still about a second clear of Horgmo at the moment. Keeping an eye on Adamo. Yeah, 9 seconds down on Van der Moosdijk, so doesn't have the pace of the Dutchman at the moment. And just tripling in. That's how fluid and fluent he's riding today. Lucas Koenen. Just triple down, rail the outside, and then sweep through that bottom turn. Everyone else looked 2-1 in the same part of the racetrack because of the situation that they are in, under pressure and under attack from the riders around them. Van der Moosdijk looking lively now. The third rider in this shot, the Nissan Husqvarna rider, all over the back of Thibaut Benistant. So 4th, 5th here with Benistant, and 6th coming into view now, the 39 of Van der Moosdijk. Can he pick off another couple of positions? Yes or no? Not quite close enough at the moment though. All riders now searching for new lines. And Benistant getting ready to make a move on Horgmo, who goes defensive. He sensed, well, he went too defensive there. He sensed that Benistant was maybe going to cut back to the inside, and it didn't work out in his favour. And Benistant swept around the outside at the top of the hill. Fantastic move to take over 4th place. Top of the hill, we will look up and see Geerts there ahead of him, his teammate. See how loose it is to the outside there, deep powder. Both riders catching it on the exit of turn 13, top of the hill. Going from dark, hard-packed dirt into that powder, just holds you back a little bit. And Romain Van der Moosdijk, top of the hill, closing in on Horgmo in red. Geerts will have the pit board to say it's Thibaut behind him. Meanwhile, heading uphill in the opposite direction, just to their right, your race leader, Lucas Koenen. Here's Sascha Koenen, officially confirmed eventually as the Foxhole shot winner. I'm sure he will be super pumped with that. Wow, Benistant, fastest sector 3 time of the race. 25.3 compared to 26.3, 26.0, 26.2 for the first 3 guys around him. Lucas Koenen, Liam Evans and Jago Geerts. Mean in business then. Time ticks down. Chasing the blue carrot ahead of him in the form of his teammate. Horgmo will finish 6th overall this weekend. Not bad going considering he was a one-arm bandit at the end of free practice on Saturday. Championship lead back down to 5 points between Adamo and Benistant. Finds a way past his teammate. He'll gain 2 more vital points. But he will leave his second in the points chase. Kyle Wolf, who is up to 9th position, losing ground on the 2 guys ahead of him, and he will be 17 points behind Thibaut Benistant after this race. Geerts and Everts will be back tied on points, 4th and 5th. But it goes on race wins in the event of a championship tie. Keats goes defensive. Beniston sensing an opportunity here. Liam Everts just ahead of them. Looks like he may have just run out of steam as well, but doing just enough to stay ahead of these two. Keats actually the fastest of the first three, but Beniston even faster still. 206.2 compared to the 207.8 of his teammate. 208 for Coonan and Everts as well. Traffic. Needed that like a punch in the proverbials. Tiger Wolf from out of nowhere as well, just setting the fastest sector 4 of the race. So he's got a little bit of energy to burn still. Langenfelder has just found his way into 10th place. So the Red Bull Gas rider dispatching of Camden McClellan. McClellan will finish 13th overall this weekend. But what a day for Lucas Coonan. Good second race performance from Liam Everts. He'll be kicking himself a little bit as well though, because he got himself up there early on and then fell from third. Would that have made a difference? Maybe, maybe not. Certainly in the way that Lucas Coonan is riding, quite possibly not, but Everts showed that he was more than a match for his fellow Belgian in race 1. Too much on his Yamahas. Line astern, wheel to wheel, they have dropped Kevin Horgmo. Horgmo now down there in 5th place. Good turn that from Keats. And Beniston losing a lot of ground. Coming back from Morbo. 2 to go. This is going to be a long 2 laps for Jago Keats. If Beniston passes him, look at the podiums here. Beniston on 33. He will move to 35. He will be on the podium because Keats on 36 will move to 34. That's how tight it is in the fight for third overall this weekend. Into the final lap. The lead between Lucas Coonan and Liam Everts down to 5.7 seconds. A 2:10 lap time for Coonan, 2:06.8 for Liam Everts. Equal at the first split though. Adamo fastest in sector 1 for the whole race with a 30.6 as he flashes up purple on our timing screens. 6.2 seconds behind Van der Moosdijk. He will keep on pushing and hoping that Van der Moosdijk will just back off if he can't do anything about the likes of Horgmo and Beniston, for instance. Well, he's not even in sight of these two at the moment, but Thibaut Beniston, a third of a lap to the go. Back onto the rear wheel of his teammate. Everts just ahead of him as well. It is going to be a photo finish for second, third, fourth positions here. Keats can hear his teammate alongside him. He will go defensive, he's got no choice. And he'll go around the outside here in the next turn, just to put a little bit more daylight there. But Beniston will get ready to go around the outside here, will he? Not quite. Meanwhile, coming back up the hill in the opposite direction is Lucas Coonan. He lost his opportunity a round ago. And out of the final turn, Lucas Coonan finally does it. He wins his first Grand Prix. He goes 1-1 here in the heat of Indonesia. Everts crosses the line second. Keats just holds on for third, and that is your podium. Beniston just missing out in 4th place. And Horgmo crosses the line in 5th. There's Van der Moosdijk. He'll cross the line in 6th. And Adamo, problems on the opening laps of the race. He was buried in about 17th place on the opening lap. He crosses the line now. He will be relieved to know that he is still leading the championship by 5 points. It was 13 at the start of the weekend. But what a ride, what a weekend for Lucas Kuhnen. Back-to-back wins in the race. Back-to-back race wins here to win his first Grand Prix. And here is the young 16-year-old with Lisa.
Lucas Kuhnen, what a difference 2 weeks makes. 1-1 to get your first MX2 overall victory.
It feels unbelievable. Last week, 2 weeks ago in Turchental, I almost had it, and now, I did it in Indonesia, the other side of the world, and my dad is looking to the TV. And work we did, I'm so happy, and thanks to my mechanic and to all the guys around the team. And this one we gotta celebrate it.
Well deserved. Enjoy it.
Yeah, what a weekend. From heartache to elation in the space of 2 weeks and one Grand Prix. Lucas Kuhnen goes 1-1, finally seals the deal. A double race win to take his first Grand Prix victory in his rookie season in MX2. Congratulations, Lucas Kuhnen and Nastan Husqvarna Factory Racing. Give you the results then from that race 2. Nastan Husqvarna, Lucas Kuhnen wins, back-to-back wins here. Wins race 2. Liam Everts, Red Bull KTM second. The two Monster Energy Yamahas of Keerts and Benistan third and fourth from the F&H Kawasaki of Orkmo. Van der Moosdijk in 6th place. Adamo in 7th and Panzer in 8th place. De Wolf 9 and Langenfelder 10. Camden McClellan back up to 11th after being passed briefly by Sasha Kuhnen on the final lap. And then Elsinger, Viragi, Weckman, Alfarisi, Simonson, Ismayana. I'll cry if I want to. Wanalak and Makarim. And the overall, a double race win for Lucas Kuhnen, and he will view the top step of the podium here today in Indonesia. The other side of the world, as he pointed out. Everett second, Keerts third, a Belgian 1, 2, 3. Not had that in a while in MX2. We saw it a few times in MXGP with the likes of Van Hoorbeek and De Salle and Strybos. The future is bright for Belgian motocross once again. Championship looks like this. Adamo 5 points clear of Benistan. De Wolf 17 points further back. Keerts and Everts move back up to 4th and 5th. Van der Moosdijk loses a couple of positions today. And Lucas Kuhnen up into 7th place. And Rick Elsinger gains a place as well to 12th. No change in the Manufacturers' Championship. Yamaha have a 23-point lead over Husqvarna. KTM back there in 3rd. Take a look at the foxhole shot, shall we? And for the first time this year, Sasha Kuhnen, Red Bull KTM, will get his hands on a black plate. Just edged out his brother, and Jago Keerts. All smiles over there. Always looks so serious. But Jago Keerts leads the way on 4. Lucas Kuhnen on 3, Langenfelder on 3. Bunch of riders on 2 and 1 as well. But Sasha Kuhnen becomes the 10th rider to get his hands on a Fox hole shot this year. Coming into this weekend, Lucas Kuhnen's best Grand Prix finish overall was 4th in France. But he seals the deal here with a Grand Prix victory for the first time in MX2. Getting ready for the podium then. So the MNC, MXGP Sumbawa, Indonesia here. MX2 And third overall, back on the podium for the first time since Spain round 6. Jago Geerts will take to the third step of the podium for Monster Energy Yamaha Factory MX2. Second overall, Liam Everts, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing. The toll, you can see it on his face, but taking a deep breath there. But Lucas Koenen wins for the first time in MX2. Gives a high-pitched squeal as well as he addresses everybody down there below him. Goes 1-1, and it's the first time Husqvarna have won a round of the Motocross World Championship in Indonesia as well. They've been coming here since 1995. So a double win for the Nissan Husqvarna factory team as Lucas Koenen and Husqvarna win for the first time in Indonesia. The regional coordinator hands a third place trophy to Jago Geerts, who's all smiles on the third step of the podium once again. The CEO of Carsten Group hands a second place trophy to Liam Everts. Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, second overall. And his fourth podium of the campaign. But gaining a couple of positions in the championship with his victory here this weekend. The Deputy Chief Police, West Nusa Tenggara, hands Lucas Koenen, Nissan Husqvarna Factory Racing, his first winner's trophy in MX2. And what a way to do it, the perfect way to do it. In probably the most difficult conditions. But try telling him that. Anyway, Dr. Jack. How are you, Dr. Jack? Handing the team trophy to Rasmus Jorgensen, team manager for Nissan Husqvarna Factory Racing. And of course, it's their second Grand Prix victory of the season because Kai de Wolf winning in Latvia. A dejected Andrea Adamo came here with a 13-point lead. He leaves here with a 5-point lead, but he maintains a championship lead and will take the red plate to Lombok in 1 week's time, where we will do this all over again. But a Belgian 1-2-3 here in Indonesia. All three riders on the podium can enjoy the national anthem of Belgium.